All right, all right. Hey guys, welcome back. So this is going to be the Leo part 2. If you didn't see part 1 yet, you'll definitely want to do that first. The free link is right there in the description box. You can just look there and pop over, watch part 1, and then pop back over here. Okay. So I wanted to just look a little bit closer at this character that seems pretty captivated by Leo, and then kind of see how this whole thing is going to evolve. We saw them in Ten of Cups in the reverse kind of energy. They come across in this storyline as a divine masculine, and I just wanted to know a little bit more about their backstory. What happened to them? Actually, I just realized that's not the deck that I think I want to use for them. Let's go this route. All right, so what happened in their past? Why is it that they are? We saw them kind of. I was suggesting that, wow, they went through a lot of stress. Nine of Swords. We've seen them after having spotted Leo, seeing Leo, they kind of are hit with some kind of inner knowledge that what they said to themselves, which is, I won't give to relationships again. I've gone through some kind of situation where I've had a tremendous loss. With this Ten of Cups in the reverse, I was suggesting maybe this person has been a divorcee. They've had some kind of significant loss. And I just wanted to know a little bit more about what their backstory was. His character was a little shocked, though, to discover that simply encountering Leo has got them thinking a little bit different with that Judgment card. And I was saying in part 1, it's almost like night and day difference. Like the meeting somebody like Leo, seeing someone of like solid countenance, someone that they already know has a high level of self-respect, someone who seems extremely committed to truth, that they didn't expect to meet somebody that they would instantly have some kind of underlying knowledge about. Wow, this is a real person that I'm seeing. And I was wondering, how is it that they're having such a eye-opening moment? And I was guessing it's probably because they can see the difference between Leo and what they knew prior to meeting Leo. So I wanted to know what happened to them prior to meeting Leo. And we see they went through a ton of stress. Nine of Swords. Tell me more. We've got a Two of Swords in the reverse. We've got the Hanged Man in the reverse. This is starting to look like they had a ton of stress and sleepless nights, and whatever they dealt with prior to meeting Leo, it became very clear to them there was only one way forward in whatever situation they were dealing with. Six of Pentacles. They were more or less forced to give. This was, it could have been about money, about resources. They were, but you notice it's like a gentleman giving to their children. Six of Cups, again, something about children and something about strength. I wonder if at one point in time this character discovered that they had married the wrong person, had children with the wrong person, recognized they were actually looked at as nothing more than a money source, and that's why somebody had children with them. It was all for, like, hey, I snagged this one and they have a really great job, and then there's some babies. Guess who gets alimony? Guess who's going to be getting the, it doesn't matter. Masculine, feminine, masculine, same sex, doesn't matter. I don't read for genders, but I'm just reading the backstory on this fictional character. And what we're seeing is they had a ton of stress, and they realized finally, undoubtedly, that almost like their connection that should have been really happy was more or less, maybe it was highly supported that they were with a particular person. Their family was really happy about this, but I think that the reality of it behind closed doors is that they came to the conclusion somebody is looking more at what I can give to the children, and maybe to them as well through the children. We don't see cards of like lies and deception, because remember, from their perspective, I think that this character came to the conclusion that I may not be happy, but it is true that I have children and I want my children to be well taken care of. And that is going to be my responsibility regardless, because I do love my children. I want my children to have a nice, happy life. So I will be strong enough to maybe endure something that I'm not happy in, but, and maybe even the reality of having connected with a person, marrying a person that actually had an ulterior motive of why they married me. They wanted my continued financial support. It kind of feels like this person got a little bit duped and they figured it out, but then they said, well, the truth of it is, though, I do love my children, so I will step up and I will continue to do the right thing for my children. What does that mean for them right now? Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. A lot of their finances may be going directly there. They may not have a whole lot of money left in their own, account for themselves. Five of Wands, Nine of Wands. In fact, a situation could have evolved or devolved into struggles, child support, who's going to be able to see the kids more. All of that could have been something that they got embroiled in. And it looks like they're coming out of that. So they've met Leo at a time where a lot of their backstory has been kind of resolved. They've gone through the tough parts already. They have had to deal with maybe a harsh reality of, what I got out of this equation was I love my children, but maybe that's about all I walk away with, other than at least I know that I still get to, have a great relationship with my babies. And I've had to argue, fight, and deal with perhaps the court system, all kinds of other situations to get things worked out fairly. And they're just now through those big battles. This is someone who, if they are someone who's just finally gotten life arranged so that financially they're getting more stable again, things are worked out so that they still get to be with their kiddos, but they were I'm going to say this is somebody who got pretty drained and pretty ill-used. They certainly didn't walk away happy from a situation, because what they would have ideally had was a loving partnership where they could have raised their children and, have the whole package. Instead, what they end up with is still amazing children. And I just keep saying that because we've had a couple cards with children now. So we're going to stick to that for this storyline. And I don't usually do that. Usually I give alternate interpretations, but not on this one. This one's going to stay how it is. Just because look at all those little cutie pies. Oh, I love kiddos. That's such a sweet card too, as everybody looks so happy. And then I love this card too, with the, they just look like, just innocent and having a really nice time. It just looks like the children are well taken care of by this particular possibly divine masculine. And that's such a huge, feather in their cap that they are so concerned that they want to go ahead and make sure of all things that their children are going to be tended to and that they still get to see their kiddos. It's really sweet. That's really nice. We've got the Seven of Cups in the reverse. It's interesting because the one thing that they've been sure of is that at last I've got my life smoothed out, ironed out, and this could also be them saying, and that's why I know I don't want to do romance again. I don't want to set myself up for relationships and then have them go sour, and then I have to go through the upheaval of, kind of distancing myself from someone again and rebuilding my life as a separate person and all of the entanglements. It looks like they were very clear that they're not looking for anyone. So now, as they meet this Leo, as they spot this Leo, and they can't get the Leo out of their head, Chariot and the Six of Coins, there is something about this divine shining moment. It is, I'm going to say, love at first sight, but I kind of mean it in a different way. Meeting this Leo wipes the chessboard clean. They know instantly this is not a normal situation for them. All of what they've been through, what they've worked through, the problems they've had to resolve, the defining, confident choice that they've made that they will not deal with another person. They're not going to do romance again. And then they meet the Leo and they know this is not some random person that you go out on, that uncomfortable first date with. They already see something divine. It's like if they thought that they had married a king or a queen in the past, and then that whole relationship totally devolved. They meet the Leo and they go, oh my God, I had married nothing but a pawn back in the past. Somebody they were not my long-term person. I can now see the difference between I don't even know this Leo, but I can see something about them. It's obvious. It's divine. It's if I had known that there was somebody like Leo out there, I before I would have recognized that those were the qualities of the person that I wanted to be with. That somebody of like strength and integrity and the things that I've already seen in the Leo, I would have known that's who to build a 10 of cups with. But I hadn't met the Leo yet. This becomes very clear. All of a sudden, this person's energy feels balanced. It's like they already know that there's something. I don't know if they get a chance to believe. I don't know if they see Leo doing something that tells them something high quality about Leo. But with the 6 of coins, you notice how we have this strength of like unity of family. Maybe they witness Leo in a moment. Maybe that's how they meet Leo first, is that Leo is doing something and they can see that there's a strong bond. Like this Leo feels the same way about relationships that they do. Like when you commit, you go, you stay beside your people. You're a part of like a union, a group, and you would be there beside them. You're really like family oriented. You're that kind of a person. That's what it comes across as. Like that's what they see in the Leo. And they balance, Leo is maybe balancing life with money. With what comes first is always like the health and well-being of family, which, remember, that's basically what this character did. They personally might have been quite miserable or had a relationship end, but the thing that mattered most is that they took care of their little kiddos. They took care of the littles. It feels like this character recognizes Leo for some reason is cut from the same cloth. Now, I want to know, how do they see all of this in the Leo, when in the beginning what we saw is simply like seeing Leo from across a distance. We have a 2 of coins. Now they must get a chance to encounter the Leo, or they see Leo in a different light. I don't know if you've noticed how we have 2 hats up in the air. It's as if they get a glimpse of Leo in like a professional setting, but then also they either learn something about that character behind the scenes. Maybe somebody happens, like there's a mutual person who knows Leo and they say something about the Leo. They see Leo in a different light. They see them on the surface from a distance, and then maybe by just a sheer kind of unexpected, once in a while the world moves in small circles. Once in a while, meeting one person, seeing them from across the way, standing next to somebody else, or sitting there having lunch in a restaurant and somebody walks by and they turn and they notice this Leo and they stand out to them. And then the person that they're having lunch with goes, "Oh, hey, that's so-and-so." And they start talking and explain something about who that Leo is. It could be something interesting like that, because you notice we have the infinity symbol on this card as well. There's a flowing, undulating energy where it's like, I almost think that these two could have met each other at some point in time, but cross paths maybe more than once. It's like they've always kind of been on this energetic wave where they were going to cross paths in a more profound way. But they already seem to know something a little bit more about the Leo, something a little bit more. And I'm guessing it comes from, I don't want to say gossip, but somebody who knows a little more about our Leo. We have Page of Swords upright. We have Temperance upright. We have King of Coins. This is already set in motion in their mind. They don't know how something could have changed, especially when this feels all like, we've talked so much about this character who hasn't yet even had a date with our Leo, who hasn't yet even taken a step toward the Leo. And yet there's some kind of interesting, like they may be looking into finding out a little bit more about the Leo. Not in a creepy way, but I feel like they're somehow already on the periphery of Leo's life. Like the whole reason that they met Leo in the first place is because it's only a matter of time before Leo plays a bigger role in their life, either through mutual friends or just a moment where there's already an interest before they even have a conversation with the Leo. And they seem to already know this. And it kind of makes them feel more balanced. Like by the time they do get a chance to really talk to the Leo, my impression, because they've seen the Leo as a Queen of Pentacles, they already have this sense of awareness that at some point they will ask the Leo out. At some point, they will talk to the Leo, and they already feel like, I'll use the word safe, communicating with the Leo, because Leo already has a good reputation. They've found out enough about this character to recognize, I just know that they're not somebody who's full of crap. So let's jump over to the Leo real quick, right? Because we talked so much about this other person, but what about the Leo? Tell me a little bit about, where's Leo at? What's Leo's situation? Temperance, Ace of Cups. Leo has found a wonderful sense of, like, they're busy filling their own cup. They're busy giving to the things in life that matter. They're making themselves happy. They're filling their life with love, with happiness. They are very much pouring energy maybe into their own, people that matter in their life, their own personal pursuits, their hobbies, their business. Leo is a person who actually has a ton of love. They're not in a bitter head space or heart space. They're very balanced. We got a lot of Sag energy in this. Does the Leo notice this character? We got an no, they don't. We got an Ace of Pentacles sideways, and we got the 10 of Swords sideways. In fact, Leo's not got the mindset right now for romance, not because they're wounded and bitter, but rather they just haven't seen anything yet that would tell them, like, oh hey, this is someone of interest. They seem to be kind of just otherwise occupied in all the good stuff in life. With this Two of Wands, though, Leo could be focusing very much on, there's some plans that I've got for life. There's a trip I want to take. There's different things that I need to pursue right now. And interestingly enough, this could be that their life is going to wind up running parallel to this individual who they haven't noticed yet, but who has noticed them. They don't know that this divine masculine might be looking, talking a little bit about them to friends, finding out a little bit something about this Leo. If Leo is, social media presence, this person might be, that divine masculine might actually be like learning something about the Leo. And interestingly enough, they, by nature, these two possibly have the similar tastes and interests. This Leo might be in the middle of, trying to decide what activity they should do next, what hobby they should pursue next, what other thing they're going to be giving their energy to. And by true coincidence, they might be running parallel to that other character and not fully knowing it yet, is what this would suggest. This character, our Leo, is more concerned with kind of what's right in front of them, and then some choices that they're going to make on the upcoming horizon. Eight of Pentacles. Again, we see a Leo who is busily working on the things in life that give them joy, also the things that help them build, the things that help them to build success in their life, monetary success, joy. The Three of Cups in the reverse, Two of Swords. They are completely oblivious to the concept of dating right now. That's not where their head is. Their head is all in business right now. It's all in, other things that make them happy. We don't see our character. In fact, they probably are not entertaining any idea of being attracted to anyone, period. The fact that we've got the Six of Swords in the reverse, and we've got the Seven of Cups in the reverse, I have to say, Leo is in the midst of trying to figure out something about business aspects right now, and they kind of are enjoying the challenge. They know that whatever it is that they're working on, I feel like their life is super busy right now. Leo has a ton going on. It's not the calmest time of their life right now. They could have other stresses external to themselves, but the big thing is they already know that they'll get through it. Things are going to be all right. But how will they feel about this character? Because this character is the one who's running parallel to them, that is going to cross paths with them. Four of Swords. I think meeting this character, the day that really does happen, the day that they have communication, I think it's going to be like their spirit is kind of set free. I think that this Leo has been very self-possessed lately. They really haven't been involved with anyone or thinking about anyone. Boy, meeting this person is going to knock their socks off. This person's already falling in love with them from a distance. By the time they really communicate, I think that Leo is going to be kind of like the kiss that awakens Sleeping Beauty, like it's going to suddenly, they realize, oh my gosh, this is what I would have manifested for myself if I had been thinking about that. But I was really only thinking about balancing my life out. And yet here is this person. Leo's heart kind of is full. They come back to life. They don't just have work and their own, hobbies and interests now. They have a chance at having a life with someone that they would have manifested for themselves had they been in that headspace to consider that at that time. This is quite a gift. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys for being with me. Bye for now.